I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Geo, and let's talk about Doctor Who. Alright, so just so you know, there will be spoilers, possible spoilers, or God knows what else I decided to talk about. But here we go, Revolution of the Daleks. To say that this wasn't something I've been anticipating since we last saw Doctor Who air back in March, because we always have a short season now. I was pretty impressed. I think this may be one of the best so far in Jodie's tenure as the Doctor. Now, there were a lot of really good episodes during Series 12 that I enjoyed, of course. Prisoner of Jadoon. Having a new Doctor appear, and Captain Jack returning. So I thought that was very impressive. But this episode, and the good thing about this episode, too, is it was almost like movie length. Without commercials, it was still about 72 minutes, which is great. I was really, really, really impressed. I think that a lot of the characters had very good and deep emotions, unlike other episodes where the characters just kind of showed it, they talked about it, and almost dragged it out. But here, there was some actual development. And first I'll start with the goodbyes. I think the goodbyes were done very, very well. Everybody immediately thought, oh, Ryan and Graham are going to die. And I think some of the harder goodbyes are the ones where the companions walk away. I wasn't so fond of when Martha Jones left. That was kind of like, okay, I'm out. But sometimes people leave. I was thinking back about Janet Fielding, and when Tegan left, the Fifth Doctor, she just ran off and said, I can't do this anymore. But at least they made a choice, and it looks like they're still going to be saving the Earth, whichever way they can. They've got sonic papers now, which I didn't even know the Doctor had extra ones to just give away to people. That's very interesting. I wonder what kind of, trouble they'll get in doing stuff. And I think that it was great to have them have that sort of arch, that complete bookend. And it's pretty much ends where it started, with Ryan trying to ride a bicycle, but he was more determined. And he realized that after doing everything he did with the Doctor and in his travels, he can do anything. He's capable of doing so much now that he's pretty much saved, civilizations, galaxies, whatever. So that was impressive. Now, my main concern was seeing Captain Jack come back and how he would interact with the Doctor. And I've got to say, it felt like he had always been there. Like there was no change. It wasn't any different because the Doctor's a woman now. So I liked their banter together. It was like, we're just taking off where we left off. He saved her from the prison. And I didn't think I had a whole different idea about what was going to happen. I really thought there was going to be like a breakout and a bunch of the, a lot of the aliens that were locked up were going to run away. Like, it was nice seeing the Silence again, Weeping Angels. That was pretty cool. It's, again, tying it back to things that we know from Doctor Who. And, there was so much that went on in this episode. Even the character of Robinson, I think it's Robertson, I forgot his name. Chris Noth plays the character that we saw in Arachnids in the UK. I think his character was a lot more, believable and a lot better in this episode than it was in Arachnids. I just felt like he was a lot more of a fleshed out character, better character. You knew he was going to be devious. Actually, he was a lot more devious and more of the enemy in this episode, which was kind of cool. Because I used to watch him a long time ago on a show called Law and Order, and I actually liked him. So, but anyways, he was pretty cool in that. The Daleks, bringing back the Daleks. I like the new design of the newer Daleks, or the drones, and the whole idea of, there being a little bit of DNA which was able to be replicated to create new Daleks that were not pure, and then the Doctor kind of calling in, her enemies to help her out. I thought that was pretty cool. And being able to go inside a Dalek ship again was really cool as well. And seeing how the Daleks actually function and work together on board their mothership, I guess you could say, and all that. Plus the Dalek the Doctor having all these Daleks go into the TARDIS, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? You know, that's not going to be good. Only for her to have the Dalek implode on itself, which was a pretty cool effect, I've got to say. But yeah, overall, I really, really, really liked the episode. I've only seen it once, so I'm probably going to like it even more the second time around. I think that there was a lot more emotions. Even when Yaz just pushes the Doctor, you're like, whoa, what's going on here? You know, I know the Doctor's gotten a slap before, but this was an actual push. You see that Yaz is definitely in love with the Doctor. Now, I'm not saying this is like cuddly, bubbly, I love you type of love, but there's definitely emotions with her, and when the Doctor wasn't around for those 10 months, it really put her in a weird place. And we see this when she's inside the other TARDIS, you know, with all the notes and writing down. She's obsessed. She wants to figure things out. And the talk that Captain Jack had with Yaz was perfect. It's like a great talk for all of us as fans. You know, you don't choose when your time is up with the Doctor, so enjoy it. Enjoy it now. And I think that's how we should enjoy Doctor Who. Enjoy it now, because we may not have Doctor Who in the future, you know. We think that Doctor Who's going to go on forever, and I hope it does, because I would love to always have Doctor Who in my life. But the reality is, the original series, the classic series, ended after 26 seasons. We don't know how long this series will keep going, so it all depends upon, you know, at what point does Doctor Who just get so old that they've got to put it away for a while again. Hopefully not for a very long time. So, it's true. I think that's about all I can think of. But I definitely enjoyed the flow of this episode, too. It wasn't like, you know, when we saw Resolution of the Daleks, they had that whole Ryan and his dad's storyline, which was great. You know, it was cool because it kind of worked at the end when, you know, the Dalek is attached to Ryan's dad and they're, you know, trying to save him by having the Dalek being sucked out of the TARDIS. So yeah, if we didn't have that emotional moment, we wouldn't understand why Ryan suddenly has this deep emotion for his dad. But we didn't have any of that this year, which is great. We just got right to the point. And I just wonder what's next, because there is a moment where, a beautiful moment, by the way, with Ryan and the Doctor, quite possibly my only favorite Ryan moment, to be honest, is where the Doctor is saying, I don't even know who I am, pretty much. I'm not my people. I'm from some other place. And let me just say, this can take Doctor Who into a whole other dimension, and I mean that literally, a whole other world, where the Doctor's trying to find, who am I? And this goes back to the Doctor Who TV movie. The words that the Eighth Doctor says, because after his regeneration, he screams, who am I? And I think that's very important. It's Doctor Who. Will we ever find that out? Maybe not. Maybe we'll never know where, but it would be cool to see if the Doctor finds where it was that Tecteun found her, and if that portal is still around, maybe she can take the TARDIS into that universe to find out where she's from, who her real people are, and all that. So that's kind of what I have for this year's review of Doctor Who Revolution of the Daleks. If I were to give it stars, I think out of 5 stars, I would say maybe 4. And the reason is I think it was great. I'm not sure it's like a timeless classic, but at least for me, you know, for me a 5 would have to be things like The Day of the Doctor. Stories that just really, really either affected me or really made me feel, you know, just how much I love Doctor Who. So, that's all I have. Happy New Year, and we'll see what other stuff I can come up with to talk about.